Hey, welcome back to UFOs Above Us. All right, today I've got a big uh, video for you. I'm going to actually show you a series of pictures collected over a 6-month period that show a spacecraft base on the moon. So here's kind of a big picture of the area in question, and there's a number of things we're going to point out in this picture, but I believe, and I've been monitoring this for many months, I've taken over 100 pictures of it at different times. I believe this is some type of a spacecraft base. All right, so let's dive in. In this picture, you can see a number of objects. Over on the right hand side, you can see a large structure. White. At first, I thought that was an aircraft. But as I studied this more and more, I started coming to the conclusion that I don't believe that thing to the right of the picture is an aircraft. I believe it is a crane. It's a big lifting structure. And I'll show you more examples of why I think that. There's another picture. You can kind of see it more clearly there. I believe that's some kind of a giant crane. And again, I've taken pictures over a period of months, number of different angles, number of different moon conditions, and that's what I believe it is. Now, there's a number of other objects there, so I'm just going to go ahead and highlight 3 of them we're going to talk about briefly. The object at the top of the screen there, I believe, is a very large spacecraft. And you can see kind of the overall V-shaped pattern of it. That's not a great picture of it. I've got much better pictures I'll show you in a minute. And near the bottom, I believe, is a building, a V-shaped building there that I've highlighted. And I don't believe that's a spacecraft itself because it's got too much depth to it. But I believe that is a building that houses aircraft. And I think they may be, again, maybe, this is an area they're either building or repairing spacecraft. That's just my guess. And I'll show you some supporting evidence of why I think that. So again, back up to there to the top. I'm just highlighting things I see in these individual pictures to kind of help them stand out to you. Now this one's interesting because that aircraft on the top, you see a big structure at the bottom and a big structure at the top. And I've kind of highlighted it in yellow there. Almost looks like that's some kind of a lift to lift that giant aircraft off the ground for service or whatever. But over time, what's going on here changes. Notice this picture's different. That big tannish object that was in that picture wasn't in that other one. Again, these are taken over a 6-month period. Again, here's another picture of it. There's no big wide tan object there, just that black object at the nose of that aircraft. So it's just exciting to see that over time, this image is changing. What's going on here is changing. So again, this is just a picture to highlight the crane object, and I'm going to look at it in a lot more detail. But if you look just to the left of the crane, you'll see a black stripe and then a white object sticking out. I believe that's an aircraft, and this highlight here is the crane itself that can lift that aircraft. So again, zooming in, on the right-hand side of the picture would be the crane. The left-hand bottom would be a white aircraft sticking out over some kind of a black camouflage, so you can't see it as well. But I believe that is a service facility. And they've camouflaged the crane itself. If you look there, you can see that where I've highlighted in yellow, it always has kind of some kind of camouflage around it, just like that area underneath over the aircraft itself. So again, here's the basic crane, the aircraft down there below it, and I believe it actually can extend out. The crane itself can extend out to lift aircraft and do whatever service they're doing. And if you look in this picture, you'll see another aircraft to the far left, that black, wedge-shaped or V-shaped object. I just believe this is a base servicing aircraft, and you've got a lot of activity going on. So again, there's another picture where you can see the kind of wide thing on the big aircraft at the top holding it up, which changes over time. So that's not a dead, cold rock moon. This is intelligent design, activity going on the moon. In my mind, no question about it. Too many pictures, too many times, too many different angles and changes going on. That only has one answer, and that is that there's intelligent design on the moon. There's activity going on. Now, whose is it? That I don't know. It could be that it's Earth-based, and people from Earth, they've actually got technology, maybe from Roswell, so that we can travel up there quickly, get through the Van Allen belt without getting radiated, and maybe we're doing all this on the moon. Maybe it's from another planet. I don't know. But what I do know, after studying this for months, there's activity on the moon. This is a great example of it. So That's our video for today. I hope you're enjoying these. If you do, like, comment, and as always, I keep reminding people, hey, keep watching the skies.